Do I think he ought to be fired from ESPN? You right. What up, YouTube? Today we're talking about this whole incident that involves Bart Scott making his insensitive comments about Trevon Diggs ACL injury. I don't know what made him say this was a good idea.
This is a major blow for Dallas, and like Stephen A always says, just wait. Something bad always happens.
No, don't start that. Don't start that.
Let me tell you. No. First of all, I wouldn't do that right now. In all seriousness, RC,
Yeah.
This is a season-ending injury, so I'm certainly not going to joke about that with Trevon Diggs, my brother.
Respect.
I got a lot of.
Was just led up to Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs' teammate, to respond to what Bart said. WTF, he old hating ass old head, lame as fuck. That's why I really don't like talking to dudes in the media. As a former player, you are lame as fuck, bro. Just facts, joking about a man trying to feed his family and building a legacy. ESPN got to stop letting cornballs on TV. Then a journalist by the name of Whodad said, "No disrespect, Mr. Parsons. I've been a journalist who covers this league quite successfully for a while now. I don't know if you have any ground to stand on when it comes to Bart Scott. Maybe you earned your stripes before you come at a legend respectfully."
You're stupid.
I'm sorry, earn your stripes? This isn't like he was playing for the Bengals where that would actually be a pun. No, you are over here telling Micah Parsons to earn his stripes. And I'm not a Cowboys fan by any stretch of the imagination. Do you have any idea what that defense has been able to do so far this season? Led by Micah Parsons, led by Trevon Diggs, and many other stars on that defensive side of the ball, telling him he needs to earn his stripes. You clearly don't watch football, and you clearly have a bias. Update to this, call me biased, but I hate when players come at the media. As journalists, we arguably just as, if not more important than the players. Without us, literally nobody would care about the NFL. We cover this league and we deserve respect. Just my 2 cents. That gotta be the dumbest thing you just said. Like, if the first statement wasn't dumb, this is like dumb meet dumber. You do realize that you have a journalistic job covering about players and athletes and the storylines they're involved in on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, year-in, year-out basis. Storylines that happen in the off-season, storylines that happen mid-season and preseason, any injury that occurs to a player, anything that happens to a member of the team, you cover it. Without these players being in the news, you would not have a job. What he just said would be the equivalent of Tasha K telling Cardi B, without me, there wouldn't be a Cardi B. Do you have any idea how much of an idiotic statement that is? And it's bad enough there's a lot of people that don't like certain talent at ESPN, and Bart Scott is one of them. And not to mention, he's said stuff like this before, trying to insinuate that Joe Burrow has a red dot on him, which he was proven dead wrong. Tried to say Kansas City was never going to make it to the Super Bowl last year. Boy, was he wrong. And a bunch of other bad, hot, stupid takes. They would have been better off just having you as a commentator for every fucking NFL game that's on Monday and Thursday night, because that's the only thing Bart Scott would be good at, as a commentator, not someone who's an analyst. Then Micah responded to him saying, "Bro, I'm all for storytelling, but saying without y'all no one would care for the sport is crazy. People would still care for the sport of football because of the fandom, because of the camaraderie that happens every week at these NFL games, every week at a tailgate outside of stadiums, every week at home. People come together, hell, even at work where people watch the games at work. They get together, root for their favorite teams. If anything, I'd argue the fans are the heart and soul of the whole league. Not just the league, but football in general, on every aspect. High school football, college football, and professional." Then Bart Scott decided it'd be a good idea to respond to the criticism online. "Been called a lot of stuff in my life. Lame isn't one of them. Was never joking about an injury. Was speaking of bad luck and how a Super Bowl contender loses one of their most important players in their scheme. Get out your feelings and taking the statement out of context." It wasn't taken out of context. There was literally like an 11-minute discussion about you, Stephen A, and Ryan Clark discussing what happens to the Cowboys after this blow. So no, you was not taken out of context. You was caught in 4K 60 frames per second footage. And also, you was joking about it. The bit that he was referring to where Stephen A always says the Cowboys as an organization is an accident waiting to happen. It's more something that is a joke, that is referring to the Cowboys organization when they lose games.
They will mess it up, just wait. The accident, they will let you down, just wait. The accident, waiting to happen.
Then Micah responds to Bart saying, look, I'm not arguing with a grown ass man on Twitter. You are lame. Keep my brother name out your mouth. Get a new segment because the one you had today was trash. And somebody on Twitter tried to make this into a gotcha moment about Stephen A. Smith, referring to the time where he was talking about Tony Romo being hurt. And this was, you know, towards the end of his career when Dak Prescott ended up taking over. Stephen A. got caught capping his ass off today when he silenced colleague Bart Scott after Bart referred to Stephen A.'s past claim that when it comes to the Cowboys, something always happens. The internet easily found footage of what Screaming A doing just what Bart referred to, clown.
You know, it just, look, I am not laughing about Tony Romo. I'm not laughing about his specific injury. But what makes me just giggle is that somehow, some way, the Dallas Cowboys are the accident waiting to happen. I don't care what the roster is. I don't care about their talent. I don't care about the prognosticators. I always say, I got folks there behind the camera. Tell me I'm lying. I always sit back and I say, just wait. They won't let you down. Trust me when I tell you something will happen because they are the Dallas Cowboys and something always happens.
Keep in mind, this happened back in 2016 towards the end of Tony Romo's career. Like, this was at a point where he was still barely hanging on, and the Cowboys as a team, as an organization, was dog shit. But I can't really say much myself because my New Orleans Saints had the historically bad defense from 2015, I think, to 2017. But still, basically, after that happened, Tony Romo eventually just hung it up and let Dak Prescott take over the reins. And ever since then, it was history. And ever since that moment that they got rid of their former head coach and brought in Mike McCarthy, who at first it took a while to really put the pieces together to get the defensive unit that they got. But the Dallas Cowboys team of today is actually playing like a Super Bowl contender, dare I say a playoff contender. Now, of course, they'd have to go through my New Orleans Saints if the playoffs do end up running through NOLA, but that's neither here nor there. Trying to compare what Bart said to Stephen A is a reach and a half. There's a reason why Bart's old ass isn't still playing football. He got too damn old. This became a young man's sport. But all in all, it was a stupid statement on behalf of Bart Scott. Do I think he ought to be fired from ESPN? You goddamn right. Because it was a classless, stupid comment and should be punished accordingly. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. Till next time, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.